Hello.
Hi.
How are you? You're the only one in person. Everybody's online.
I've never seen a video.
Oh, really? It's on Dr. Trouth's channel at Central State. So you go to YouTube and hit Dr. Trouth's channel at Central State. Here it is. When was our last? Oh, really? Oh, they blocked my channel. That's why. They probably knocked all the subscriptions because we mentioned something about what we're not supposed to talk about. Did you know that? It's a documentary. I could pull it up again, but they might turn off my channel for doing so. I'm going to show it to you. So here's live. We don't have class Thursday. You already did your presentation too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else is scared to do it. Yeah, here's the last intro right here. See, there's the presentation. Those cops try to hire you guys every year. They pay $60,000. They used to say you didn't have to finish your degree, and they just hired you right away for $60,000. Now they're kind of wising up to it, like, maybe you should finish your degree first. That's what they always say now. And the past are like, no, just come up, get started in the police academy, become a police social worker for $60,000 a year. We'll pay to finish your bachelor's degree. That's what they used to say. So you've already done your assignment. Did I at least put in feedback and grade? I was trying to do it as you were presenting. That way it's done. Do you remember?
The last feedback I got was not great
On which one? Oh, I thought that I did. Maybe I didn't hit submit. So let's go back to it right here.
Or maybe I'm subscribed to the wrong YouTube channel.
I do have two.
That's probably why I'm getting a video.
Yeah, I know this is left over from how we taught during the pandemic. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I don't like it. I feel like more students failed because of that than ever before. Like for 3 years, we had like empty classrooms. We had. So here is your. I thought I graded your thing. How does your. So you were here or here? You turned in on both? That one? I thought that I did. Hello.
Can I present why I don't
Yes.
I'm out of breath.
How do you spell your last name?
Shaw. Oh.
Night.
No, those stairs.
I know,
You're
right?
taking me
They'll
out.
kill you. Do you have a plug on yours? Here you go. Does it plug in?
Like, what's the YouTube channel name? I'll text you.
Dr. Trouth at Central State. They probably turned me off. Oh, there you are. See, you're on YouTube.
Oh, I gotta poke it.
And then yours, how do you spell your last name?
It's Shaw, SHAW.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, somebody already commented. Or is that the old one? It says, hey, love, I'm Tay.
Oh, I know where it's at. Okay. Okay. So I recently went to a Walmart for a little store one. While there, I noticed there was literally no black people, which made me slightly, just a little bit uncomfortable because where I'm from, it's just either no white people or just a little bit. So, but while I was there, I had no bad encounters, no words, tears, or anything to my surprise. I don't know. It's the closest one. So what I learned, I feel as though it's important for me to go through uncomfortable situations like this because I'm planning on being in the social work field. These type of experiences can be valuable as they increase our awareness and sensitivity to issues related to race and diversity. Experiencing discomfort can also challenge individuals as well as help them with their professional growth.
You're Carter?
Huh?
How's your last name spelled?
Shaw, S-H-A-W.
Shaw, you said. That's what happens when you have 3 kids under 3 and you sleep.
Oh, okay. My opinion. Okay, so I've been watching the story before because of the color of my skin. So I honestly thought I was going to experience some type of racial discrimination, but everyone was just going on about their day with no worries about me at all. I guess you could say it could be intimidating to feel like the only minority in a space where there's a dominant culture that you don't feel you belong to. That sounded a little. I use big words.
Getting all philosophical on us and shit?
Huh?
You getting all philosophical on us and stuff?
Yeah, I had to use some big words.
See, that's what you do as a social worker.
So yeah, that's the 3 slides I had.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's stretch it out to 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay. But I really feel like, I don't know, I was really uncomfortable. I did expect something because I do be hearing like about racism over here. But I haven't experienced nothing. Like I've been in a lot of places. I've been at Penn Station. I've been to Walmart a couple times.
It's only Walmart that's bad?
No, I don't know. I didn't expect, I don't know.
So Walmart was fine too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see, like nobody was looking at me.
What city are you from?
I'm from Cleveland.
Okay. I'm in Cincinnati and we're 40% black, 49% white, and like 5% Asian. So we're actually pretty mixed in Cincinnati. Is Cleveland the same?
No, it's like mainly black people.
Oh, in Cleveland?
Yes.
Really?
Barely no white people.
Is it the suburbs then? Arlington Heights or Cleveland Heights? Or
I guess you could say like further in Cleveland Heights, because even in Cleveland Heights, it's like a lot of black people.
Okay.
You go like to Mayfield and my sister live.
I mean, generally in Cincinnati, we all get along. Like sometimes there's some provocateurs.
They're cool though.
Yeah.
Right. That's
They
what I'm
don't
saying.
mind us,
There's
But in Cleveland Heights, like in South Detroit, Cleveland Heights, I looked at that neighborhood. That's actually cool.
right. And that's kind of the idea because sometimes we get this fed to us that it's going to be a bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not, because generally we're all human and like behave that way, like kind to each other. It's I get it when there's like tension from maybe, gosh, in Cincinnati we did have riots in 2001. You guys weren't even born yet. We also had race riots in the 70s. But it's often like a shooting from a police officer. That's often kind of what strikes it. Right. Which is understandable. So it's like, then how do we resolve that? Because sometimes it's not justified and they find out in court. Sometimes it might be, like it can go either way. So I guess that's why. Right.
I don't know. For me being black people scare me like they do too much.
Well, in Gaza now, have you guys looked at what's going on in Israel and Palestine?
I keep hearing about it, but I know nothing about it. Like I don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
There's some really sad videos, actually.
So what's going on?
So it might help to have historical context. Let me start with that. It's good for our lesson today too. Do you have any questions for her? Isn't that way better than using AI though too?
Yes.
Because AI it doesn't do the assignment. It'll tell you like some shit about social work if you type it in, but it's not doing. Right. Google Scholar is good because you can see a lot of stuff with what you do.
I think it's good to cite, like it's like a thing that if you like type in Google like APA format thing, like it's like a robot that can put it.
It teaches you how to cite things.
Yeah, and like put the website in APA format for you.
Okay.
I don't think you can do that. sometimes Google Scholar don't be having an article that I be reading.
Right. They have some good articles. So there is one video that explained it to me well, but this is like 1,000-year war. And I also wonder if Google, the best one I found, of course, was on Twitter. I don't know why everything that like explains it more neutrally, because I feel like Google filters their results. I guess long story is, everybody knows when Jesus was born. It was like 2 or 4 AD, so like the year 0 or 2. And I think I have to have Twitter explain it, because and the hard part is sometimes you get like distracted because it takes a good 5 minutes to explain. But basically, the Jews settled that land in like the 100s. Do you know what year Islam was created? Have you guys ever heard this about Muslims? They were created in the year 600. So the Prophet Muhammad was 600. Jesus was like 0. There was 5 or 6 crusades, they would call it. So there was like religious wars, and people were killing each other over like Christians, Muslims. And so it was actually taken over by Islam by 6, 7, 8, 900. And then all the way up until like 1,850, so we're talking 1,000 years. Then there was World War I, and I think they started killing all the Jews. So you hear about like, I don't know if it was Hitler in World War I, but there was more religious wars. They kicked all the Jews out. And that's why I'm going to show this, because it's really hard to explain. But then in World War II, when Hitler did exterminate 6 million Jews, after America and Britain won the World War II, they gave the land Jerusalem, a piece of it, to Israel, Jewish people. And then there was like, hey, what about Muslims? And so another sliver of land to Muslims. So they've been fighting now for another 100 years. And there was a big uprising in 1947 where I think 80,000 people were killed. And there's another one in the 1980s. So it's always Jews and Muslims for some reason. And are you guys even following anything that I'm saying? It's really hard to follow.
You said they gave each one to like settle it?
Yeah.
They did, yes. Yes. I think it might be better. Hello. How are you? Good. Are any of you all presenting? We just got done with one presentation. You already presented. Do you have to? Okay, so you're good. So we were trying to explain the history of Israel, and it's really hard. Does anybody know how to explain Israel and Palestine? It is so sad what's going on, because there's just, at this point in 3 weeks, there's 5,800 human lives that have been lost, but 2,300 of them are kids. So, so this was the bombing that took place on Saturday. And I don't know how the war is going to end. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to explain who is doing what. Some people will say that, oh, is that Joe Biden? Is that our president? For real? He had hair? I didn't know. Okay. So I guess it looks like our president supports Israel, but like it's really hard to understand. So like, does anybody have any take on it or know anything that's going on with this by chance? It is very sad. That part is the worst.
Did it randomly happen?
It almost seems like another 9/11, so to speak, because they had like buildings bombed, they fell down, several people died in Israel, and that's where the Jews live. And then there's retaliation against Palestine because of it. So it seemed to be like this is a 1,000-year-long war. So it is hard to figure out who is doing what. But I found one that was semi-helpful to explain. It did actually kind of look like this, the full breakdown of the history, but I don't know if we're going to get sound today. Just understanding, again, another form of diversity in a different part of the world. And this is the piece of land where like Jesus was born. Let's see if I can make it big too. I'm gonna reboot this, but I'm still trying to fully understand what's going on. It says people are commenting on the video, but I don't see them commenting on the video. All right, so let me see if this works. So the U.S. could possibly send $100,000 over there. So that's, or $100 million, not 100,000. It's $100 million, and that's where it affects. It's like taxpayer money that's going. And I feel like because of that, I would like to understand it more. And I don't know. Maybe this will work. And we'll start it over.
About the invasion of Hamas into Israeli land, but not many know how the tensions between these two groups got so bad. Jews and the Arabs have been fighting for the Holy Land for hundreds of years, and it all dates back to near the beginning of Judaism, when Moses and Joshua led their followers from Egypt, crossed the Jordan River, and settled in this land in 1000 BCE, where the Kingdom of David was formed. Jews had occupied this land for a little over 1,000 years until Islam was formed in the year 610, and the Arabs took over most of the region by 636. Not one group has ever had full total control over the Holy Land, where Jews, Christians, and Muslims all lived in this region, but the Arabs did control most of the land throughout the Ottoman Empire. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, a new Zionist movement was growing in popularity, where Jews were looking to reestablish an independent Jewish state, ideally in Palestine. As World War I ended and the Ottoman Empire collapsed, Britain was in control of the land and signed the Balfour Declaration, declaring the land as belonging to the Jews. In the years following, there were many anti-Jewish riots led by the Arabs in this region who didn't want to see the land given back to the Jews, so England started walking back on their promise of establishing Israel as a Jewish independent state and created new borders for both the Arabs and Jews to live in this region. It eventually got to the point where England was limiting the number of Jews that could immigrate into Israel, who were all fleeing Europe during the lead up to World War II. After World War II in 1947, Israel and Palestine agreed on giving the West Bank to Palestine, but Palestinians still felt more land was theirs. In 1967, the Six-Day War broke out between Israel and the neighboring Arab countries, which resulted in a victory for Israel, who now had total control over the land. Palestinians still lived in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, but now Israel had military control over these regions in an attempt to maintain peace. This gave rise to the PLO, which is the Palestinian Liberation Organization, whose mission was to end Israeli military occupation in the Gaza Strip and West Bank, and also the more extreme group known as the Hamas, which has been labeled as a terrorist organization by virtually everyone other than the United Nations, whose main goal is to fully wipe out Israel and all the Jews. That brings us to today, where the Hamas in the Gaza Strip just entered Israel in the Kerem Shalom crossing, reaching the border fence and attacking the military base there. Hamas then passed through the Erez crossing and into Israeli towns with not much resistance. Hamas says these attacks are only the beginning of a long war.
So did any of that make sense? Because that's what I was trying to explain. This is what's currently going on. So that last clip happened a week and a half ago. It was like October 7th. So it's been about 2.5 weeks. You probably see a lot of stuff in the media about it because there is a lot. And just speaking on the world diversity, I thought that explained it the best, though. This is a 2,000-year-old fight that's been going on between, and they took a lot of hostages. So this may have been, they have a lot of kids and older people. And both sides are doing this. So it doesn't seem to be like any one perpetrator, but I was trying to see what you guys have heard in the media about stuff that's going on. Let's see if I can get to play. It's very confusing. Like I almost barely understand it because again, it's about 1,000-year war. Hello. So I guess they took these grandmothers out in their like in their clothing and their pajamas, it looked like. I don't know if that's weird. So if you do search, there's several clips. Who else was presenting today? We had one presentation. Are you okay? You can come on up. Maybe grab it. Oh yeah, submit it to the spot on D2L. Just like put in your PowerPoint that way. We've got something. So yeah, this is current events. If you guys are able to educate yourselves on it, Thursday, we don't have class, so that's your assignment for Thursday. You know, take as long or as little as you want, but educate yourself about what's going on here, because I still need to educate myself, if that makes any sense. So you want me to look it up for you? Did you turn it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just read my slides.
That's fine. Yeah. You just got to talk slow and stretch it out, right? How is your last name spelled?
Zyiher.
Okay. I think I have 2 pages worth, so I'll have to look into page 2. There we are. Any other of you guys presenting? You've already. Okay, cool. There you are. Look. Hey. Sweet. What happened? Tell them to come to class. I know. Tell them to show up or get on the YouTube. So. My teachers say go to class. That's the only way you succeed, especially in a social work, psychology job, or.
Yeah, she's sure it's a psychology major.
See?
So if I hear
That's what I was. I tried to skip class all the time. They failed my ass every time. It sucked. I had like 2 points my first year, so they put me on probation. As you know, if you drop below a 2.0, they get you guys probationary. I had a 0.59 my sophomore year, first semester, midterm. So that's when I got my life together and decided to start showing up. Then I got off probation and got Dean's List for 8 semesters. You could probably just present from here. I like the yellow. It is like Waffle House, huh?
Thank you. Okay, this is my project on my Waffle House experience. So first off, walking in, if you have ever been to Waffle House, then you know most Waffle Houses have see-through glass walls. So pulling into the restaurant, you can already tell there were more white people than black inside, which was not a problem at all until we got inside. Once me and my friends walked inside, the first thing I noticed were 2 white men sitting close by the door. We entered, and when we all got through the door, I was the last. I noticed the man who was facing us nodded his head up and towards us, giving his friend direction to turn around and look at us. I instantly thought that was weird because we were simply calmly walking in the restaurant to eat. So what was so special about us that you had to inform your friend to look at us? Dining in, I was the only one out of my friends to notice the first incident. So when we sat down, I texted in our group chat and I said, there were 2 men by the door who looked at us weird when we walked in. Watch them, but don't physically watch them, like don't stare at them. I just wanted us to be on point if anything was to happen because it was weird that they showed so much interest in us, specifically within the whole restaurant. Once we're waiting for a few minutes, someone came to take our order and asked what drink we wanted, etc. She was nice. She was a white older lady who took me and my friends' order seriously, and she made sure we got what we asked for, just like everyone else. Although the two men from before were kind of watching us while they ate their food, we noticed, but we paid no attention and we didn't really care. While we wait for our food, we continue to make normal conversation as we would as if we were anywhere else. The two men are still looking at us, but once again, we didn't care. No one else in the restaurant paid attention to us except those two as they ate their food. We now have our food and we all start to eat everything. Our waiter's customer service was great and she was coming to check on us for refills and to make sure everything was correct. There was then a middle-aged white lady who came up to us and asked, "Do you guys go to Central State?" We all had our keys out on the table that say Central State that she saw, so we said yes, ma'am. We were all a little concerned with why she asked and what she was about to say, and all she said was, "Okay, cool," and went on about her day. Checking out, when me and my friends are done eating, we all check and ask each other if we were ready to go. Everyone was ready, so we asked for boxes to store our leftovers in. They came back and gave us to-go boxes and the exact amount we asked for, which didn't seem like a problem. The two men by the door watched us the whole time we ate, but it was not an issue unless something was said to us, which there wasn't. So our waiter is asking how we're paying. We all tell her and give her our payment methods, and she gives us our receipts and says, "Have a wonderful rest of your day." And me and my friends reply, "You too." Then we all left happily and full. And that's it.
That Waffle House, apparently, have you guys heard this before? I don't know if it's the same one. I don't know how many Waffle Houses there were, but 3 years ago there actually was like, is it open 24 hours always at Waffle House? Is anybody from Dayton area? So I think 3 years ago there was somebody who came by at 2 or 2:30 in the morning and just caused a ruckus. I don't know the whole history of it, but maybe it's because it's open late. So a lot of times the places you eat late, they're right. You come in at 2:30 or 3 or whatever. I don't think anybody was hurt, but they're, so just a history. I don't know if I could look it up or whatever, but, and it was, as far as I know, it was like Central Wilberforce fight. Have you ever heard of it? It was a Central Wilberforce beef. So it was like, I didn't know that that's a long history of kind of like Israel and Palestine, but not really. I think it's for real. I think that there actually was an event last year where several came on campus and there was an actual altercation about Central. This year? That's what I'm saying. I think it is for real. I don't know why.
It's a joke to you, but it's not a joke to anybody else.
Right.
We can sit here and joke about it, but some people are not mature enough to actually be like, okay, like, this is a rivalry because we have two HBCUs right there.
Right.
Because technically, we're not Wilberforce, but we're in Wilberforce.
Right.
But
we were Wilberforce too, actually.
Yeah.
Like we started in whatever year as Wilberforce. It was a private college. And I think to get public and state funding, we became Central State University, where the public funds can now go through, but they're still private, so they can't get as many public funds.
And we're the only HBCU that I know of in Ohio that is public as well.
Yes, we
But
are.
some people just can't.
Are there any other HBCUs like that where they're across the street from each other?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Is there? So where is that?
They're open in Atlanta.
So they're all in Atlanta. Okay. Actually, we're going to Atlanta tomorrow. So that's why we don't have class Friday and why I was saying, figure out Israel and Palestine for me. That's your assignment. So it really is confusing. It's sad because there's 5,300 people who died. They said 2,300 of them were small children, like babies, pretty much. Because it's just a really populated city. So when you drop a bomb, you're going to kill a bunch of kids too. You know what I mean? So it's sad. Who else was presenting? Okay, first, last.
My presentation was working, so I tried to do it on Google.
Okay, that's fine. We'll find it. How do you spell it? Okay.
It's the most recent one.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see. That's it, right? Yay. Okay. And are you okay presenting off here if it doesn't want to download? Is it, you said this one?
Yeah.
Or
No,
submission two? Okay,
Yeah.
so that is the correct one. Cool. Alrighty, it should. I'll go full screen. There you go.
So I went to the Target in Beaver Creek during homecoming week. I'm from like the south side of Chicago where the majority of population is Black people. So it's kind of different in the area. In Beaver Creek, it's 82.2% more white Americans than Black Americans. My experience walking in, people were looking, but not everyone, just a couple of bad apples. We went to Starbucks in the store and the worker he seemed irritated, but he was still nice. He was still nice. In the store, it was a couple of Black people and I saw a couple of Hispanics, but everybody else was white. I didn't really expect anything bad to happen, but you never know. Checking out, the cashier was friendly. She kept a good conversation with my mom going, and she helped us get a bigger bag for our items that we were struggling with. Culture-wise, because Chicago is also in the Midwest, it was different, but still the same. It's a lot of stores, the same still like Target, Walmart, Sam's Club. A lot is pretty common. I didn't have any language barriers, and I was able to understand the environment pretty well. No one was rude, and I didn't feel disrespected or disrespect anyone else. The culture amongst my race and white people is different, but it didn't cause an issue within this run Target. I received help when I needed it when checking out. It was a positive experience while being surrounded with a different race. My family and I were able to get everything we needed. And when we struggled, we got help. I would go again, and it taught me that it's okay to be different, to be a different race and being a minority.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions? You emailed it. I think so. She just emailed it. I saw it on here. So let me pull that up. Do computers always get slower and slower and slower and slower? Like at times I feel like it won't even function the way it's supposed to. They give us new ones for school and they're called Windows 10, or they have to update to Windows 10 from Windows 7. And if we don't, then it won't update. Oh, it worked. Sometimes I have to ask for permissions.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all this now. I'm just getting grades. I've been doing a lot of stuff, so just need some time.
Doing too much?
Yeah, a little bit.
Not sleeping?
Not enough.
Not sleeping?
I can't sleep like at all. Sorry, my nose hurts out.
That's not fun. Do you ever take the nighttime, Kroger nighttime sleep aids? It's like that little blue pill.
Really?
You're just like, oh.
I need to. I don't get a lot of sleep. Okay, so how do I do this? Do you press it? Oh, the Walmart experience. It's the closest Walmart to us, guys.
So a lot of you have probably been there.
Yeah, you guys probably have. Like 5.8 miles, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to was 10.
There's probably a bunch, yeah.
There's one like 5.
Are they nicer in Xenia or nicer in Beaver Creek? Are they really?
Probably definitely.
Okay. That's why you want 10.
Yeah. So do I press this or?
Does it go? There you go.
Okay, so before the Walmart experience, the common stereotypes and prejudices, everyone would be staring, but not just at me, but whoever I was with, which is this girl, my suite mate actually, because we went together to go pick up our stuff. Everyone would be staring. Oh wait, I already said that. Nobody would speak up. So like if we were in their way or if we almost collided, like they would just keep going, or like they would just look at us, or like they were just not nice. I don't
Was
know
this
why.
Xenia?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was that one. And then the look. So it could be like watch for your kids, or stay with the group, or like don't get too close to us, or what are you doing? Like that look. So yeah, it varies on the individual. My feelings, reactions, and experiences. Honestly, I felt nothing extremely new besides people not speaking or intentionally looking too hard, because at home, I do live in a white neighborhood. I live in downriver of Michigan, so it's like 10. Depending on what side of Michigan, what side of Detroit. I live like 10 minutes away from Detroit. But I live in a white neighborhood, so people constantly stare. Or if you go to the nail salon, like people, I caught me and my friend like going to prom. They were staring at us, and because she's darker skin tone, and they just kept staring at her. Or people asked like to touch her hair or whatever. It's nothing new, so I'm just like, okay, whatever. I felt disgust and I wanted to confront, but I didn't. I'm a non-confrontational person, but something that really makes me mad, like I just wanna what are you doing? Like, can you just act like a mature adult? Like I'm a young adult and you're sitting here 34 years old, like staring at me. Like, can you do something else with your life? A little mind blowing, but not too surprising, because I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of white people that I've been around, like not my friends, but like non-people of color, specifically white people, they would just like stare at you, like especially at home, but like also here. So I'm like, okay, not too surprising. Yeah. And then the last slide. So that was during the Walmart experience, by the way. And then the final, like afterward, I said the different stereotypes, prejudices, and different communication styles and cultures. So the PNOC, which is people not of color, would be so amazed, or they would be so careful. I like to seeing Black people around, because obviously not enough Black people go there. Obviously you see like college students, okay, like cool, but like they're like so happy to see you guys. Anybody around, they weren't the best help. So I thought my suite mate, because I'm not gonna lie, we were there for 2 hours. We were driving a little bit, the guy that was actually filling up the medication, because she wanted, I got vitamins and she was also trying to find vitamins. I thought she was just talking to him, trying to have a conversation with him, but he's filling up the different vitamins. Like he wasn't, to me, I'm like, why are you talking to him and he's not paying attention to you? Like that's how I felt, because it was just like, he was not helping. Like it didn't look like he was helping until she told me she was asking for help. And then looks were given from some people, like I said, she was trying to get pizza rolls or something like that, and the guy and his wife was just, he was giving very much, stay away from me and my wife. Like that's what he was looking like. It was and then some people stopped talking. Like for instance, I remember like a lady and her 2 daughters, like they were in the middle, and we were in the skincare section for my suite mate, and like I don't know, they just like they were just weren't really nice. They just like stopped talking, or we were in the middle, like because it's like this weird thing. They were just like very rude and like didn't say nothing, just went around us, like not excuse me, not nothing, just like stop talking. They could have been giving everyone in their party a look or the look. It all depends. Like I said, it varies what type of look you give. And yeah, that's the end of my presentation.
Any questions? Oh, anybody else going today? Or is that everybody? We have, okay, let me see here.
What's our next assignment?
It is the diversity paper. I'll pull it up here. Let's see. Let's see how quickly I actually could get to the syllabus. because that's usually where I get them all from. So if you go into your actual class, because we're going to put that one into, gosh, we get 10 days off in November. Did you realize that? 10 days off in November. Crazy. 10 days off. What's that? But then you got to come back for finals. Like, that's what blows my mind. Oh, there it is. Yay. Okay.
Did we take a midterm? We have like 24 days.
Your midterm is like your first 2 or 3 papers. It's not a permanent grade either. So like it's usually a warning shot. Like if you're missing something, if you got a bad grade at midterm, just turn everything in and you're fine. That's the key. Just turn all, all assignments. Here. Well, there you go. You turned everything in. So as long as you turn everything in, I'm keeping it open. I want everybody to succeed. If there is something low, I kept the assignments open. Just turn it in. And all we have left is the diversity paper and then the final self-assessment paper. You guys should have them all come to class. I said you should have them all come to class.
I was on Fizz.
You were what?
I was on Fizz. Not Fizz. Absolutely not.
What is Fizz?
It's like Twitter, but you trolling.
It's for Central State.
It's for Central State.
Is it?
And
So somebody made an app?
it's anonymous. That's the kicker. It
Some of it is
depends.
anonymous,
Yeah.
but some of it isn't anonymous. You can make yourself known, like you put your name.
Your name and your
Only
picture.
you choose to.
So they did this.
I don't think they made that. I think it was already made, but it's for,
They
I think it's
promoted
for school.
They did this last year, right?
Yeah, because Grambling, I think, also has.
Every school has, I feel like every school has.
Right, because somebody did one last year on Twitter, and it's like the Central State Twitter, and you would submit a Google form and like talk shit anonymously, then they would post it. Huh? It was kind of detailed. And it really is anonymous? Okay. That's probably why they did that, yeah. How many of you guys are in the honors programs? I know we have some of that too. Like, do you have to be a sophomore to be an honor student?
You know, you just have to find out your college GPA has to be 3.5, 3.7.
But what if you have no GPA as your first semester?
So we can't apply to.
What? Okay. You guys have already done these papers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll look at it. Sometimes it'll be very, very, because you were late, then I become very late, but I'll look at it, I promise. Just turn in all your work. That's the key. This is the last one right here. So diversity in practice, because you guys just did these field observation presentation. It gets easier on the way out. The final's only like 3 or 4. Do I go to fizz.com? FIZZ.com. That's how it stays anonymous, probably. Should I get on, or is it not for teachers?
I mean, if you're trying to see what's popping, you can do that.
I always like to see what's popping.
I always like.
I like to know what's
You're
going on.
gonna be like, I don't have. They posted it on the back of the. They posted pictures about that.
I'm sure they like snap them in class, like.
That was on the back of the Eminem. They posted a picture of me like on the MBA. I was very good about that. I was showing every.
And it's just a HBCU.
It's not really ABC. It's just you put your school on there.
Fizz, what's Fizz?
I mean,
So is everybody on it?
I'm not.
You have to pay for it?
No.
I ain't paying for nothing.
You don't pay
All
for
right.
it.
They don't pay us enough. We barely pay our
You don't
family
gotta
of
pay.
5.
It's free.
Okay. I want it. All right.
But they post like stuff on Instagram.
They did it last year on Instagram. There is all kinds of like, I'm blowing it up. Like, look at this goofy ass. Okay. So let's put this into your next assignment. We'll do before Thanksgiving? Because no? You want it, because the final is like, you can
Yeah,
do
go
them
for
all.
it, do it.
Yeah, do it before. I can figure it out. It's a 2-page essay.
It's
I can
easy
do
as
like a
hell.
5-page.
It's easy. We do have a little bit different of a book, but let's see here. We also have the Social Work Honor Society. So whenever you get your GPA, how many social work majors? Is it like 5? And then how many psychology? How many chemistry? What's your?
Wait,
That's right.
wait, so if I
Okay.
get a good grade in here, they gonna try to make me be honors?
Well, you choose to be honors. You don't have to be a part of it. If you choose to be, you could get some money if you like money. If you don't like money, I wouldn't be a part of it.
Because the lady who was doing my schedule thing, she was like, because I had a good
GPA.
like, senior year, I heard my first year.
Really?
Yeah. And she was like, if I get good grades, like this semester, she said I could get moved to honors. And I was like, oh.
It's a better dorm, I think, right?
Yeah, but his eyes look smaller than foundation too.
All right.
Smaller? Low.
Here's your break. I say,
The rooms are little. You get your like.
so we're gone this, like literally these 10 days.
Do it
1,
the day
8.
we go.
So make it the day before
Yeah.
and then have the final
When
like
we come back.
December. Right. Okay. And you can do them both if you want, but this is the simple one. I'm going to read it to make sense too, because it does talk about something about, uh-oh, she's on Fizz again.
I cooked dinner for my girlfriend last night and thought I did a good job until we were watching videos on her phone and a text from her mom popped up. That's I'm sure he tried his best, just eat it.
Oh, damn. Is that for real or is that a joke?
I don't know, it's 59 minutes ago.
Serious.
I thought he was going to say something about like gas and something else, but okay. Or she was going to say something about gassy. So students go to mysocialworklab.com, watch Engaging the Client to share their experience of alienation, marginalization. I always cut this out because we don't really use mysocialworklab.com. Students share their experience. It's still the same assignment, but so it could be what you experienced at Walmart. Students share their experience of alienation, marginalization, and or oppression from the core competency video series found online. You can just Google. Students write a 2-page essay explaining how the prejudice comments of strangers have an impact on themselves. Because I'm not making it specific to that. You have to pay for that website. I don't like that you have to pay to access that. So that's why I'm deleting it. Comments of strangers have an impact on self and in general, self and clients. Because like sometimes you'll have clients where, gosh, you might even have coworkers that say stupid shit. You know what I mean? You're just like, dude, you don't need to be saying that. And like, we have to be the ones who stick up for our clients. Otherwise, it can take off in any direction. To the extent of which cultures, structures, and values may oppress. I want to make sure the sentence makes sense. In general, period. Write about the extent to which cultures, structures, and values may oppress. Like when we watched redlining, how people like didn't get a loan because of their last name more recently, and how redlining affects folks. And then, yeah, also how we have privilege and power in relation to the client. Sometimes you are the sole person who will get your client off probation. Like you'll get a client who's on probation for addiction recovery, and you do hold a power dynamic. And our code of ethics says like they can't pay us off. Like say they want to try to slip us 100. Like, dude, write a good note for my probation officer. We aren't taking it. You know what I mean? Like, but consider also the cultural stuff though. So just how any experience may have formed you and like your social work practice and how we relate to others in general. So I know it's wide open topic, but just 2 pages. That's all. Any questions? It's okay if you have a billion questions because I know that I don't always perfectly explain. So we got off from the 17th to the 26th. Is that it? I'll find the final, but I think it's on an old computer. I'm going to go ahead and put it up. It's called a final self-assessment paper. And you can do them both before December, obviously, and be done. But what do you all have a tradition as on Thanksgiving with your all's families? What's the best Thanksgiving tradition you got? Best food. What's the best food? What's the best dish?
The side dishes.
Okay.
Macaroni.
I'm a vegetarian, so all I eat is side dishes. People look at me funny. I'm the only vegetarian. They're like, "You dumbass."
I'm not even a
Well,
vegetarian.
my brother's also a vegetarian, but he likes to bring it on versus like Impossible Burgers.
Right. One time I ate one of those fake turkeys it was all soy, and literally for 24 hours the next day I was blowing up. Like it was like soy messes your, yeah, it was nasty. So I just stick with the sides now, like corn, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes. We were going to host it, but then my wife's brother bitched about our cats. Like, I'm allergic to your cats, so we're not going to. Yeah, I know. Right. Yes. So the final, do you remember when finals week is by chance?
Something to the 8th. The 8th is the last day.
Should we make it due in the middle then? So just in case you're a couple of days late, I'll still be able to grade it on time and give you like that. Would that work?
Yeah.
I know. I had to make it more than the other ones. I do weird shit. I know. I try not to do weird shit, but it's just like bred inside of me that I can't get away from it. So it's self-assessment paper. And I'll show you what it looks like. Because I don't see you all for 7 days. I feel like I'll be missing out. We have to go to Atlanta
So when do we come back to that?
next week at this time. Ideally at 9:30. It is a 9:30 class. But it gives me time to set up. This is the hardest part about the self-assessment paper, is that I have too many documents. I'll find it on something else and post it. I guess maybe remind me next week because I'm not going to find it. I wish that I would. Maybe it's this. It's just called file. Nope. That sucks. Ooh, maybe it's that.
English teacher stressed me out.
What are they doing?
Okay, so basically, I got I supposed to have a conference. But he didn't email me back, so I don't know what time. Yeah,
Got to meet on person.
no, it's a Zoom because we're now doing like our class is like about to read our papers that we wrote and give us their feedback. And he supposed to give us his feedback first, so we can fix what he don't like before we get our class next week. And my group go on Thursday, and he still didn't read my paper. So if I don't have time to change it, that's on him.
Right. So he hasn't.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
So we don't have, well, I'm a social work major, and I don't think I have an advisor, but I need to go make my schedule for my.
Same.
You gotta talk to.
And I emailed my advisory too, but she did not.
Yeah, nobody's emailed me. I emailed my friend, she gave me her advisor's email to try to refer me to somebody.
Is it Nikita?
I
Did she?
gotta talk to her.
She was answering before school started, but she thought I was
So Nikita Jackson and Dr. Nisha Wiley are the two, besides myself in social work.
Oh, that's just her name, that's not even her name.
Oh, I thought it was.
I didn't realize how
Is that when we go through the,
to make your schedule, you're saying?
No, not to make your appointment to make your schedule.
So I can try to finish up early too and see if we can log you all in and show you how to do it too. Well, do you guys have access to, damn, of course Safari's down. Maybe I should do it on this computer. I'll show you from here. Yeah, there we are. You guys have access to this by chance? And then also remember that check sheet that I showed you. Oh, we said, hey. The next paper is due November 17th and the final paper is due December 6th. Somebody asked on here. So can you guys get into here when you go on your phone, or it's through self-service. So you go on to centralstate.edu, then you go to self-service. I'll show you how to register yourself, as long as they give you access. Has any of you tried this yet? And you'll see if you got a hold on your account. So go to self-service and you got to log in. You'll have this page right here. They'll probably be mad at me for showing you this, but it empowers you to make your own schedule. You don't see self-service? Does anybody see it?
Maybe your stuff will.
Oh, you gotta go to Kurt's.
And then once you get into something that looks like this, you go into registration and active registration. And then I feel like you all have this sheet. And if not, email me and I'll send it to you again. And that way you get the right classes. Ah, there it is. Okay. I was like, where's the one? So you get, if you email me again to get this, I can send you a blank one. You just fill it out. And basically, you take all the classes on the left first. You take all the classes on the right as social work. It's only like 9 social work classes. You'll have one for psychology too. I don't know where theirs is.
I got mine Thursday.
And then go into self-service and you guys log in like this. Is it different for you all? Are you at least in it? Hey, Angela, how are you? I will send you a Zoom link. I am finishing up class and I will send it right now. Okay. Okay, thank you. Bye. So did you guys get into that one yet?
You supposed to be here?
Yes. And then wherever it says like active registration, that's the next step. You got to find where it says active registration.
Is it just registration or you gotta say active registration?
I think it is. It might be registration first, then active registration, then drop add classes. So did you find that? And did it let you in? Like, does it, I'll have to look for you. Are you guys following it on your phone? It lets you do it from your phone too, which is cool. So if you got in, it's at the
I need to
very
take a
bottom.
science class?
All of us have to take a science class. So at the very
Wait,
bottom.
7 hours.
it says add drop classes. That's it.
Oh, sorry.
And you did, yeah, this semester is just submit.
I'm alone.
It's okay.
Oh,
Okay, so what time is or
so did you get in it too?
yeah.
Does it let you in? They probably put holds on the records for freshmen. So one of them says like registration and active registration, like what you had. There's one other secret way you can get in, and I'll send it to you if you want me to. Shoot. We have our social work advisory board here very soon.
Okay.
Did it let you in? No way. Did it say you're blocked because there's hold on your record? They probably put holds on all of you. It's letting you? Let me see. It lets you. And the very bottom it says and drop classes. Far right top. Looks like. And then when you hit that, it'll probably say you have holds on your record. No way it's letting you. So you hit class search and then you just fill out your schedule based off this.
So I don't have to go to
Well, you should, and I am one. So what I'm saying is follow this sheet, and that's what the advisor is going to do. But it looks like you can add 5 classes right there, like no problem. And so most people do this, and they'll be like, I took this in 2023. Whoops. And my grade was an A, something like that. And then when you're done in the 3 years, I send that to the registrar, and they just check, you graduate. So if you still need this, tell me, and I'll send it to you. Well, if you email me, I'll be able to email back, yes. So,
Make sure you bring your check.
right. Well, a lot of them don't even know you might not have one yet. So is anybody else able to get in that way? Does that make any sense? Like for me, I have to go in this way. I hit faculty services. I hit student information. Who wants me to type their name or their student ID in? Academic transcript. Or drop add. I can do drop add classes. And that's how I would advise you. So add drop classes, spring of 24. Who wants to type in their last name to see if it works or not? It won't show your grades or anything. It'll just show if you can get it. Yours, we already know you can get in. I mean, I can. So what's your last name? I-E-R? Did I do that right? I think so. Is there a bunch? Sometimes there's like 20 of the same last name. I'm a person where nobody else has my last name. Oh, but then it's your date of birth. Like when were you born? In 04, 07, 05, 05. That's why it's good you can do it yourself. See, even me as an advisor, I can't freaking get in. It's kind of annoying. But you can get in. If you have this sheet and you follow it, you know exactly what you need to take. You know what I mean? You could go to an advisor. They'll probably be mad that I showed you this shortcut, but you can actually add. Are you taking social welfare yet? And then whatever you haven't, ideally you get all these done first. So take like intro to soc, intro to psych, English, history, math. You always have to take a psych class.
Oh, I took a college psych class in high school.
Well, if it's on your transcript, you won't have to take it. Is that on your transcript?
It should be.
Well, let's look. Because I don't think you'd have any grades yet anyway, so there's nothing to hide. But you go like this
It should
and
be.
this. Does it say, so you brought all that with you? It doesn't show. If you got college credit, I would somehow communicate that to Central State from your high school. Was it college credit?
Yeah, I believe so. I took the test for.
The
we had,
AP
like, a
test?
regular test and then the test for the college credit.
I would get that transcript to Central and you won't have to take it then.